Hey guys, Chart Stoppers back with another video. In this channel we take a look at different stocks and map out their key support and resistance areas on their chart. It's important to know these areas before buying any stock, and it's also important to know what kind of a trend a stock is in before you either buy or sell. Support and resistance is one of the most important things you should know about a stock before you buy into it. Also, if you're doing any day trading, swing trading, or options, you're definitely going to want to get familiar with support and resistance. Just to let you know, I'm not a financial expert. These videos are for educational purposes only, but I am here to point out key factors on the charts which do impact the price action of a stock. I also provided a link for Webull in the description. You could use it to start an account and get 2 free stocks, so check it out. And I also provided a link for Robinhood. You could use that one to start an account and get 1 free stock. And also, just to let you guys know, we will be doing 3 videos per week on 3 different stocks. So if you have a recommendation or something you want me to take a look at, leave a comment below and I'll try to get to it. Okay, so let's take a look at the market today. It was a pretty crazy day in the market. Everything was green throughout half of the day. And then you could see right here around 1 o'clock today, President Biden came out and he just disrupted the whole momentum of the market. You could see everything was on a pretty nice uptrend, and he came out and decided, well, he didn't actually come out and say it, but there is rumors that he is going to be raising capital gains taxes. So that caused the market to drop a lot today. So you could see here the S&P 500 finished the day down 0.91%. The Dow finished down 0.93%, and the NASDAQ finished 0.94% down. So everything finished about almost 1% down today. So President Biden came out and, saw that everything was going good and just released those rumors and pretty much crashed the market today. And by the way, today is April 22nd, 2021. So let's get into what we're going to take a look at today. I actually wanted to take a look at the S&P 500, the SPY, and I wanted to check it out today because I have a couple things we want to take a look at. So let's see what it's looking like today. Okay, so the SPY is currently trading at $412.27. It finished the day down $3.80, which is 0.91%. And after hours, it is up a little bit, 28 cents, which is 0.07%. Okay, so let's take a look at the chart here. And I wanted to point out this channel that I have mapped out on my chart. You could see these 2 red lines, and you could see it's been trading inside this channel almost precisely since everything happened with COVID, the big COVID crash, which happened about a year ago in last March. You could see right here around March, let's see, the top was right here on February 21st, it looks like. And since then, everything started dropping, and we reached our bottom right here on March, let's see, let me zoom in here so I could get a closer look. We reached the bottom on March 23rd of last year for the COVID drop, okay, of the S&P. So ever since then, it's been on a big uptrend. You could see right here, this thing has been going crazy ever since COVID happened, okay? The gains you could have got out of this would be a lot if you would have bought in at the bottom and just rode it out till now. You could see right here, it's gone all the way from $218.26 to a high of $417.91, which we hit a couple days ago, actually. So last week we hit our all-time high on the S&P. We're very close to that today. Let me zoom in here. We were very close yesterday, finishing the day out at $416.29, and then we opened the day today at $416.78. And, we finished the day lower because of all the stuff that happened with Biden today. So I wanted to take a look at a couple trade ideas for this and see if you guys think so too. If you can, you could follow along with the trade. I just want to let you guys know I am currently in this trade that I'm about to tell you about. So If you don't think it's a good idea, you don't have to do it. If you do, you could follow me along in this trade and see how it works out for you. Okay, so looking at the chart here, you could see since it's been in this trend here, you could see that only a couple times has it gone out of the trend on these highs right here, and only about 2 or 3 times has it finished the couple days out of the trend on the bottom here. So every other time, every other day, it's followed this trend, and it's been for about a year now. It's been following this same trend line, okay? And you could have made a lot of money trading this if you would have seen this, a long time ago. But this is the first time I've actually made a video about the S&P, so I'm just going to show you what I'm talking about now. You could be buying down here when it touches this trend line, and you could be selling up here. You could do this with options. You could do this with just the ETF. You could just buy it outright. There's a lot of different things you could do here. You could be grabbing some puts right here at the top, and you could be selling those puts right here at the bottom, okay? So there's a couple different things. You could do spreads. You could do whatever you want with this. As long as it's following this trend line, you should be good, and as long as you have the ability to hold through the days where you don't think it's gonna follow the trend, like right in here where it kind of traded sideways for a while, but it was still going up, but you didn't really have those big swings of momentum. I mean, that would have been a rough patch right here, but you could see that mostly it'll either come to the top, trade sideways for a while, and then you'll have a big swing down, another swing up, and then a swing down. It's trading inside that trend, so you shouldn't have a hard time trading this. So what I'm looking at right now is right here. You could see I have my resistance line right here. I'd like to see this thing close above 417.35, just about to move on to all-time highs. But I'd really like to see it inside that trend line, okay? And you could see right here when it did make that all-time high, the next 2 days, it fell right back into that trend line. So you're going to see if it ever gets out of this trend line like it did back here, I mean, you had a couple days or it looked like 2 weeks right here where it was out of the trend, and then it got right back in for, the next 3-4 months right here. So you were good in here. Actually, that was more than 3 or 4 months. This is about 6 months right here worth of being in this trend line. And it's still in there. We had, 2 days out of it recently where it made this all-time high, and then it got right back in. So the trade that I'm doing right now is I'm looking to short this at the top right here. And I got into this trade yesterday, actually, right here at the top. Somewhere right in the middle over here of the day yesterday. And I got into that, and, I'm looking for a pretty big swing in momentum from the S&P after I saw the Netflix earnings and all that, the reaction to that. I'm thinking there's going to be a big swing down in momentum, and I'm also looking for a correction to happen in the S&P because we did have that big correction in the NASDAQ, and we didn't really see it here in the S&P 500. I mean, we had I think it was a 3 to 4% correction right here, but we didn't really get that 5 to 7% to 10 that people were looking for in the S&P and the Dow. So it's a little overextended in my opinion, and that's why I'm shorting it right now, and I'm looking for this thing to come back down to around the bottom of this trend channel to close out my trade. So another thing I want to bring up here, and let me just bring it up right here. I'm going to bring up the RSI for the daily chart, and for some reason it is not coming up. Let me see. There it is. Okay, so we have the RSI here, and you could see every time it gets really above this yellow line here, which is above 70, you could see that's when we get a pretty big swing in momentum, okay? You could see right here, this happened back in September. It got way above this yellow line, and it was above there for a while, okay? And you had a big swing down. That's when you had a pretty big correction. The last big correction you had, which was in last September in 2020. So you could see right now that it is in overbought territory, and let me zoom in here. It's been up there for a while, and as you can see, it's just now starting to fall. Okay, so we're looking for a pretty big swing coming, and I think that's going to be happening with the earnings coming out soon, with Amazon and all these other big tech companies coming out with their earnings. I think they had a pretty big last quarter of 2020. So I think the expectations for the first quarter of 2021 are going to be pretty big, and I don't think they're going to meet the expectations. Okay? So that's why I'm going to be thinking there's going to be a pretty big swing down in the S&P, and I'm going to be ready for that up here by grabbing some, long-term puts just to protect myself so I'm not losing out every day my options are getting eaten up. I'm grabbing those longer term puts so it's not eating up so much of my option premium. Now, of course, you guys can do your own trades or whatever, but I went out to, I think it was June 18th, and grabbed some puts just to protect myself for the long run. And it's already worked out pretty nicely since yesterday. Okay, you saw this big dip, and I think with this fear of the taxes being raised on the capital gains and the earnings coming up, I think we're probably going to get this 5 to 10% correction coming up soon, especially since it's in this overbought territory and since it is at the top of this trend channel. So that's just my trade idea that I'm working on right now. Again, you don't have to get into this if you don't want to. It is a big risk to get into. That's what I'll be doing. If it doesn't work out for me, then it doesn't work out, but I'll be in this trade probably for another month or so, and we'll see what happens. Hopefully I'm right, and hopefully you guys can be right too and make some money with me. And that's my idea for a trade on the SPY. Hope you guys liked the video, and if you did, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to hit that notification button so you don't miss out on any new content like this. And we will see you next time on Chart Stoppers.